Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Shanghai. Yes, I'm here again, visiting the U.S. Consulate General, as I seem to often do, too often probably. But I'm done with that, and so I am on my way to the Bund, a popular tourist destination here in Shanghai, and you are welcome to join me. And anybody that's been watching a while, you probably noticed that I haven't had a video up in a while. Sorry, there's an ambulance coming through. It's a little noisy. But I'd go ahead and explain why that is in this video, as I'm sure you're all very curious. So, interesting experience. Stick around. To get there from the Westgate Mall, which is where the on West Nanjing Road, where the U.S. Consulate is located, I am going to be taking line 2 of the metro here in Shanghai from West Nanjing Station, where I'll be taking it to East Nanjing Station, and from there I'll be able to walk to the Bund. So hopefully it's not too busy. One convenient thing you want to do when you come here is to get the app for the metro on your phone. Otherwise you're going to wait in a giant line in order to get through the gate. I have it here on my phone. Very nice. Believe me, you don't want to wait in a line at the ticket counter box thing. It's very busy here. I don't know how busy it is right now. I was in rush hour earlier when I first arrived. Had to be smashed into the train. It looks pretty empty right now, so not too bad. I'm only going 2 stops. Pretty short ride from West Nanjing Road if you happen to be an American and are in Shanghai dealing with something at the consulate. It's really not far to get to the Bund, so might as well go see it. The metro here is very extensive, very convenient. I don't recommend driving or anything. It's never a good way to get around these cities. If you ever do find yourself here. Waiting for the train to get to the next station. Today I'm going to be trying out Taco Bell in China. Hopefully you can hear me over that announcement. But yeah, another fun little bonus that I'm going to be trying in China. First time going to Taco Bell in China. Outside of the United States in general, actually. That should be interesting. I doubt they have Baja Blast Mountain Dew. Wouldn't it be nice if they did? Arrived East Nanjing Road Station. Really short ride. And not so bad. I'm used to the train being so packed. I have stories I can tell you about the Beijing subway. This is a breeze compared to that. Of course, the escalators are always packed. Not many people like to take the stairs. Not many people trying to get exercise, including me. Again, remember to get that app. Very useful in transiting the metro systems. It works all over the place. It doesn't just work in Shanghai. If you're in Beijing or any of the other big cities, it's going to work for you. Highly recommend it. You know, it's really funny with these masks. To be honest, the way things are right now, it's kind of hard for me to tell a difference between China before the virus and China after. People like to wear masks here to begin with just because of air pollution, that sort of thing. And now it seems to have kind of gone back to that. People don't really care about the masks or the virus or anything, as long as you haven't been to Beijing or something, or Hebei province. But for the most part, it's just back to normal. Just as many people wearing them as not. But as I said, it doesn't look any different than it did before the virus. So this road that I'm on now, sorry if there's a little bit of a breeze in the mic. This road that I'm on now, East Nanjing Road, is actually also a famous tourist attraction. I especially recommend coming here at night when all the lights are on. It's basically just a shopping street, a big pedestrian shopping street, but it's a famous one. Every other little Chinese city has tried to replicate what they have here. But yeah, if you happen to be visiting and you want Western food, this is probably the easiest place to find it. It'll be a little more expensive than you would otherwise pay, but hey, this is where the tourists go. Or also, if you want to do some shopping, it's not going to be like, you know, you see those channels where they have the bargain people that go out and find all the knockoff stuff. This isn't the place for that. This is where you go if you want to buy a $30,000 watch or something like that. They have the nice stuff here, the real stuff. So as I'm walking toward the Bund, I might as well go into why the gap between videos, for those of you who have been watching faithfully. So it was right after I uploaded my last video about the surveillance state stuff that I was approached by PSV officers, public safety, they're the police, the Chinese police. They wanted to see my passport, and I had foolishly left it at home. I didn't have it, so they hauled me off to the police station, and they put me in an interrogation room. And then some guy showed up, and they proceeded to ask me a bunch of questions. They showed me my Twitter profile picture, kept pointing at it and saying, this is you, and telling me it's against the Chinese law to go anywhere without my passport, which I know that was my fault. Sorry, there's a lot of construction. Maybe I'll stop and wait till I get past these guys. Should be a little quieter now. So anyway, they asked me a bunch of questions. They showed me my Twitter profile picture. They showed me screenshots from my own phone, which was kind of shocking. So yes, the surveillance system here is quite extensive. Anything you type on any of those Chinese apps, they're going to be able to access it. They'll be able to access your phone if they want to, if you're on the Chinese networks. In the end, they had me make some strange statements about how the Chinese police treat people better than the American police, and how the reason that I'm in China, or that I want to be in China, is because, well, they've done better with the virus than America. It was really, really bizarre. I'm not saying that the Chinese government wanted them to say that, but it might have just been the local officers. In either case, a little bit of money and everything, and I'm okay now. But after that, I just didn't feel very safe making videos, because now I'm so aware of just how aware they are of me. Yeah, they have people that, if you're a foreigner here, they know everything you're doing, down to the smallest details, because they can just look on your phone whenever they want. So keep that in mind. And I'm not saying it's bad. If you don't have anything to hide, just don't forget your passport, and everything's fine, right? Don't make Twitter posts that embarrass the local police. But I'm almost to the Bund, don't worry. Welcome to the Bund. We have arrived. Across the river from me, you can see the new Pudong area with all the fancy towers. On the side of the river that I'm at, they have all the old Art Deco buildings from before communism. So there's the capitalism before communism, and there's the capitalism behind me before or after communism, if that makes any sense. Beautiful place to go. Usually when I come here, it's overcast or raining or something, so it's nice to be able to see it on a sunny day, even if it is windy. Sorry if the audio is a little wonky. I've got my earbuds and microphone on to hopefully cut through some of the wind. It's very windy over here by the river. It always is. But yeah, the Bund. Wonderful place to go for a walk. If you do come here as a tourist, or if you're here on business or something, and good place to go if you've got some time. And don't worry, they've got drinks and food and all the other stuff. And East Nanjing Road is just across the way for all your other tourist needs or shopping needs, whatever it may be. But yeah, it's interesting for me to come here. You see the Pearl Tower over there. A lot of these towers weren't here when I first came to China. I went up in that Pearl Tower back in 2007, and I haven't actually been up in it since. It's funny, at the time I didn't even have a digital camera. I had a little film camera, but I don't even know what happened to the photos that I took from that day. Long gone. Maybe I'll think about going across the river and going up in the thing, taking some photos. We'll see. If I do, I guess you can go along. All part of the experience of being a tourist in Shanghai. All right, so I have here something interesting. It's so hot, I decided to get a drink. I found Mountain Dew. Now, the last time I saw this in China, it tasted like mosquito repellent. So I was a little reluctant to get it, but well, I'm gonna give it a second shot and see how it goes. I haven't had Mountain Dew in, well, a long time, so let's see if I can get this thing open. It's got fizz, it smells right. Let's see how it tastes. Well, it definitely doesn't taste like the Mountain Dew in America. But it doesn't taste like mosquito repellent either. It's okay. It doesn't have a lot of flavor, actually. It's kind of bland. Huh, well, there you go. I guess I didn't make a total fool of myself getting this. I was worried it was going to taste like mosquito repellent. But I had to give it a try. Because, like I said, last time I had it, it tasted like mosquito repellent. So. Wait, no. Strange aftertaste. Maybe it does. Anyway, I am going to make my way over to the Pearl Orient Tower, and we'll go up and have a look. Because why not, you know? Got some time, we'll do some touristy things. You can have a look at what you would see if you decided to come to Shanghai. And yeah, should be interesting. Okay, so to get to the tower, I'm going to take the same route that I took way back in 2006 or 7. The strange little silly sightseeing tunnel. We'll see if it's changed at all. Back then it was like a tunnel that just had a bunch of Christmas lights or something is what I remember from it. It's going to save me time in the end. I think it was about 40 minutes to take public transit to the other side of the river. So yeah, this definitely seems like a better alternative. So we'll take the silly little tunnel. Okay, got the ticket. It's 50 RMB. So far, it looks like it's going to be the same old silly tunnel with Christmas lights. We'll see. Maybe I'm just remembering it wrong from all those years ago. As I said, we'll see shortly. Okay. Here we are. In the thing. Okay, I got the car all to myself. And I guess it's a little more than Christmas lights. Essentially a really expensive subway tunnel with Christmas lights. Fun stuff. This I guess it's part of the tourist experience. Yeah, well, I made it. I didn't get blasted by anything. I didn't get abducted by aliens, but, well, that's interesting. There's the Starship Enterprise right there. I guess, maybe I did get abducted by aliens. I don't know what's going on. There's a bunch of, Star Trek stuff now. Yeah. Well, now you know what to expect if you go to buy the ticket for this thing. You can actually get a package for a bunch of different stuff if you want. Yeah, I didn't get abducted by aliens. But here I am, standing below all these giant towers. It's not quite the same as being in New York or something, or Hong Kong. Still feel like there's lots of space. I mean, there's a bunch of giant skyscrapers around, but they're not like right in next to each other. As you can see, pretty open. Well, I've arrived at the tower. Now to go up and go onto the elevator. Well, it's been a long time since I've been in this thing. Still all seems about the same. Very tall. I guess it's about the same height as a super skyscraper, which there are several of those around too that I've been in more recently. They might be nicer because they have air conditioning. You can see a couple of them right behind me. They've got 3 of the tallest buildings in the world all right next to each other here. Very impressive to look at, as you can imagine. Beautiful buildings to go in. Beautiful views. I'm sure I'll get views of them from up in the tower as well. Should make for some interesting photos. Well, I'm inside the base of the tower now. Had to go through a little health check. An electronic one, using the phone. I had some trouble getting it open at first, so I got stuck off to the side until I got it to work. But here I am, and well, it looks basically as I remember in here. I think they've got a little museum in here as well about the colonial history of Shanghai. If you know anything about Shanghai, it was Hong Kong before there was Hong Kong. Except with more than just the UK, more than just England. They had it set up with all kinds of different countries. Got a French section. Well, yeah, look into it. It's interesting, the history of the place. Obviously, it's not the same as Hong Kong anymore, but still very, very interesting city. And they have a museum here. You can go check it out. Of course, if I remember correctly, the museum is more, how would I say? It's aimed more at the negative aspects of colonialism and how China, you know, after they kicked out the imperialists, kind of helped to revive Shanghai's ancient Chinese past. I guess you could put it that way. Interesting place, though. Well, I arrived at the top. What a commotion. The elevator ride up, sorry, my tongue. Elevator ride up is not much to speak of. It's kind of just a dark elevator. It's not got windows or anything. The lady, it's like a tour guide, was explaining everything on the way up, but it was in Chinese, so I didn't get most of it. I've probably heard it before. Amazing views, though. Really amazing views of the city. Gives you an idea of just how big this place actually is. One of the biggest cities in the world. You can definitely tell from up here. You know, if you remember, I mentioned that 3 of the world's tallest towers are right next to each other here in Shanghai. Very incredible sight to see, and you can see it from here. Here in a second, I'm going to go up. They have an open air level. You can actually experience what it's like, I guess, up at this height. One of those towers that I was just showing you, you can actually go along the outside of the tower if you're brave enough. I mean, they hook you onto the thing so you won't fall off, but yeah, quite an experience, I imagine. If you're here on a non-rainy day, it might be something fun to do. So one other thing, if you find yourself so inclined, they do have all of your typical touristy souvenirs. You can get like a fake golden Orient Coral Tower if you want to put on your coffee table or something back home. Yeah, I know. Even I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff. It's fun to be a tourist every now and again. Okay, now I understand what they mean by transparent observatory. It's a glass floor. Definitely something to do from this height if you're brave. Wow. Okay, so I'm typically not afraid of heights, but holy crap, that is a long way down. If you're afraid of heights, you can just look over the edge from the wooden plank side. I'm gonna go stand on it for you guys. Hopefully, it's really good construction and not shoddy fake stuff. I'm sure it's real on this one. It would be embarrassing. I'm sure if it's broken. So, when I find a good spot, we'll go stand over top of the roadway. Yeah, I'm not sure what to think about standing on a window. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna move off of the glass now. Whoa. Yeah, it's okay as long as you don't look down. Well, it's a unique experience. I don't know how I feel with the, you can kind of feel the glass floor flexing slightly under your feet. As I said, I'm not generally afraid of heights, but while standing on that, feeling it flexing a little bit it's a little disconcerting. But incredible views, just to say. Well, just in case you were feeling the need, when you go to exit, it drops you off at a game center, an arcade of some kind with old video games. I think when I was a kid, I went to a place in Canada that was about like this. Yeah, in Toronto. Go up in the tower. They seem to have video games there too. Maybe that's where they got the idea. So if you want to play video games before you leave, here's your chance. You can go to the arcade. Well, you're gonna go to the arcade on your way out, so yeah. Game time. Also, before going out, there is this outdoor sightseeing area, another outdoor sightseeing area. This one doesn't have a transparent floor. At 90 meters, still get pretty good views of the city. I can see Foxconn coming up here on the left, at least some of their office buildings. I wonder what's going to happen with Foxconn with all this crazy stuff going on between Taiwan and mainland and the United States and China, all this crazy stuff. I guess, who knows? But yeah, you can go on this. They also have a VR, a virtual reality roller coaster. It's an actual roller coaster. It just goes inside. I don't know how exactly it works. As soon as I saw VR, I'm like, oh, nah, forget it. If it went around the outside of this thing, then sure, that'd be awesome. But, I'm not going to pay 70 RMB to go on a fake roller coaster. Well, my ticket to the tower apparently includes the museum, so we can get a look at some of old Shanghai, or at least old cars, or the type of cars trying first in the streets of Shanghai. Shanghai is a very interesting city for anybody that isn't all that familiar with it. As I said, it's got quite a colonial past. Probably a good idea to go to the museum if you get a chance. I don't think any of these old cars are real. Oh look, here we go, an old Jeep. I wouldn't mind driving that around the streets. Yeah, you'd go around the whole city and... what am I saying? Okay, they do have some real cars. Here's one that's real. Well, these old Santanas. When I first came to China, that was pretty much most of what was on the road. I mean, they had some Buicks and such, but yeah, those were everywhere. They still have them. You can find them. Some taxis are those. I think it's a little bit updated of a model, but essentially that. Yeah, those old Santanas. So the Shanghai journey begins 6,000 years ago, when Shanghai was but a small fishing village near the seashore. So around 1291, Shanghai was officially made into a county, and slowly over time they began to open up trade and ease the rules on doing trade over the ocean, which of course meant that Shanghai grew in influence and such, and I guess that's what this is supposed to represent. I don't know, this guy looks like a fortune teller of some kind, ready to take my money. I think I better move along. The City God Temple is what it's. I've actually visited the real thing, very interesting. Another place you should visit. I don't think I'll have time to go there today, but yeah, the City God Temple, a Taoist temple. In 1845, the European powers came and forced China open, changing Shanghai forever. In fact, if you come to China or to Shanghai, you'll be able to visit some of the places that were controlled by the foreign powers, such as the French Concession. Lovely place if you get a chance to visit. Beautiful. But as I said, they opened it up to the west, brought in modern industry, and really changed the place. One of the uglier aspects of European powers coming into Shanghai and China and forcing it open, the opium den. Very sad idea. That was part of the reason they forced them open by the way that they did, was to basically force them to buy drugs. Really ugly part of European colonialism. Fortunately, it's not like that anymore. What can I say? I'm not British. Well, okay, I'm half English, I suppose. Yeah, of course, the Western powers took advantage of their position in the market, and while the city did become very rich in the 1920s and 30s, it's very lopsided. The Chinese people didn't benefit so much from the growth of the city. Well, there you have it. That's the museum. Definitely worth visiting. I don't know how to describe what I think about these places. Going into a museum like that just makes me feel like I'm a ghost visiting some long forgotten past. I don't know how else to describe it. It goes back to the draw that this place had to me way back in the beginning. It's kind of interesting that now I'm leaving, but just the same. Yeah, go visit the museum. It's worth it. Get it. You can get packages with the tickets. You can get it all together. The tower, the little tunnel thing, and the museum all in one package if you want. Save some money. I suggest booking it in advance online. You'll save even more money that way. Yeah, interesting visit. Now it's time to find Taco Bell, get something to eat, and then I guess it's on to the train and back home and to sleep, I guess. Well, off the train. Next stop, Taco Bell. Well, I got my food. Well, I haven't got my food yet. I ordered my food. I have my drink. I'm just waiting for the food to come out, which should be good. A burrito, some chips, some kind of combo. They don't have Baja Blast, but it doesn't matter because
I'm looking forward to this. Should be good when it comes out. Alright. That's just it. Well, food has arrived. I can say the portion size is significantly smaller than in the United States, but the quality looks much better. So I should enjoy this. Now let's give this thing a taste. It tastes like Taco Bell. It tastes like Taco Bell. The same taste you end up craving late at night, even though you know it's really, really bad for you. You might regret it in the morning or directly after. It's good. Well, I guess that's it for now. Good Taco Bell. Wind's starting to blow. I'm gonna head out of here. See you guys in the next one.